allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Graduates, parents, teachers, community members, and people internet stalking us on a date 10 years from now. On behalf of the class of 2020, I'd like to welcome you to Lake Havasu High School's first ever virtual graduation. This speech was made possible by UPS 3-day rush shipping, Zoom meetings, and viewers like you. No one would have guessed that this would be the ceremony we would be receiving. If you would have traveled back to 5th grade Addie, sitting alongside many of you in Miss Williams' class, and said that a pandemic would strip us of the best 3 months of our lives, I don't know what I would have done. The time we are living in right now is scary and uncertain. Many of us are stretching into day 40 or 50 of self-quarantine, and people are wearing masks on their runs in the park. It's strange times out there, ladies and gentlemen, strange times. While this time sucks a lot right now, I think we'll be able to look back and see just how important being there for one another is. I know for me personally, this time has brought me closer to many of my classmates who I would have just otherwise smiled and waved at in the halls. Our class from day one has been nothing but ordinary, and I think it's fitting that our last day at LHUSD will be just that. Well, enough about Miss Rona. Let's talk about us. The class of 2020. Boy, oh boy, has our class been through the ringer. We entered elementary school 13 years ago, not knowing how immensely cool our graduating year was. Let's be honest, no class chant will ever top 2020. We enjoyed days of recess, snack time, and field days. Many of us also enjoyed being a part of City League soccer, gymnastics, softball, and much, much more. As we approached middle school, don't worry, we won't be on this topic for long. We thought we were all that. We entered into long days of red school shirts and pause time. Whether it was Zen Tangle art or mythology, we were definitely forced to sit through those classes for a few hours each week. These 2 years of our lives were defining for sure. Whether they brought you a newfound hatred for close reading or a new relative, if you know, you know. Our days at Thunderbolt were some to remember, or forget, your choice. Moving on to the real deal, high school. As we entered the halls of LHHS for the first time, we were met with worries of being able to make it from Spanish to PE on time, and struggling to open lockers that we would never touch again. This school has gifted our class many firsts and many lasts. Here's a quick trip down memory lane for the past 4 years. Good old 2016, our freshman year. This year was full of lasts for all of us. We were the last class to be able to wear shorts to school and the last freshman class to participate in forced labor, NHS Day of Service. This was the first year we saw the most cracked out purple and gold days and wore glitter tutus to pep assemblies. If you had Miss Sautner for English, this was also the year that a senior Stuco member taught you freshman English, or the year you sat in the hallway for 30 minutes waiting for her. There was no in between. Our class was also the first to have to start school at 7:45 for a semester. None of us truly understood how much of a difference 15 minutes makes. But let me tell you, parents, it's a big difference. Some of you may not remember this event, but according to Jaden Chohan, the brains are elite's traumatic events. Finally, this was the year that we became the last class to have to do trekking and PE. I'll never forget the day I asked a freshman how trekking went, and they told me they didn't know what I was talking about. Not cool, PE department, not cool. Moving on to sophomore year, the year of heavy history books and the realization that you kind of need to start getting it together. This was the notorious year of hello chem students and watching that one movie about dogs in Antarctica way too many times in Spanish class. We survived a fire at Pajama Jam and early release days because the air conditioning broke. This was also the year we couldn't have rips in our jeans and nearly had heat strokes in mid-April. And we must never, ever forget meme day. Next up, the year that should never be spoken of, junior year. Say hello to all-nighters, coffee addictions, Quizlets, and standardized tests. I think I speak for all of us here when I say this was either the best year of high school for you or the worst, no in between. Junior year genuinely chewed us up and spit us out. From ACT and SAT studying to doing homework during lunch or during class for the next class, it felt like this year was never going to end. We got to experience Mr. Zemetel's history class and Miss Wiley's English class. We wrote essays 3 hours before they were due and schmooped almost everything. Not gonna lie, this year really wasn't the hottest. But what was coming next would be one to remember. Now we're back at the present. It's senior year forever. We walked onto campus as the oldest for the first time. Backpacks went from stuffed to the brim to I literally have one notebook and maybe half a pencil. This year's been filled with some of the best dances, football games, spirit days, and just overall school days. We weren't stuck here until 2:30 anymore, and we were diagnosed with tragic cases of senioritis. The student section of football games finally had the same energy we felt freshman year, and you were no longer worried about making it to class on time. Most importantly, we learned the best way to hide that extremely necessarily morning iced coffee. I think I can say without a doubt this senior year is one we will never forget. Before I leave you, I need to give a few shout outs. Let's start with the teachers here at LHHS. I've spent a lot of time emailing to, talking to, sitting in class with, and begging to play random assembly games with the teachers at this school. This group of educators are some of the most caring, dedicated, and passionate people I have ever met. I can honestly say that each and every teacher I've met at LHHS has been someone exceptional. Someone who cares deeply about their students and wants nothing more than to see them thrive inside and outside the classroom. Whether it was extra help on homework or a morning therapy session, you all have been more than impactful in the class of 2020. I've been called a teacher's pet for as long as I can remember. Say what you will, but I have an almost perfect straight A track record. Connect the dots if you can. Speaking of almost perfect track record, I need to say a thank you to Ms. Schwag. While you may have given me my first B ever, I can honestly say that your class taught me more than just all the bones in the body. If you ever got the pleasure to be in this class, you know that her dedication to teaching and fun-loving attitude bring a joy to your life that is indescribable. Next up is a crowd favorite, Mr. Olson. I could talk for hours about this amazing man, but I'll leave it at 2 words. Cookie Thursdays. I can't get off this stage without saying a huge thank you to Ms. Sautner. Thanks for showing me how to write an email, what a kumquat is, and how to laugh at situations that otherwise look unlaughable. Sautner, you've truly made me the person I am today, and for that I am forever grateful. You will always be a part of the class of 2020. Over the past few days since writing this speech, seniors have been sending in responses for Teacher Appreciation Week thank yous. A few repeat offenders for favorite teacher and most impactful teacher include Mr. Anderson, Mrs. Bishop, Mrs. Chase, Mrs. Anderson, Mr. Zemetel, Miss Hendry, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Bankson, Mr. Barney, Miss Sullins, Mr. Zampona, Mr. Olson, and many, many, many more. Our class truly wouldn't be where they are today without all of your support. I have a few more class of 2020 honorable mentions to give out here today. First up, Miss Thompson's stats class, Taco Tuesday. I'd give my left arm to have one more taco party in A-Hall with all of you. It's been a true honor to procrastinate doing homework together. Next up, We the People. If there are any underclassmen listening to me right now, I am begging you to take We the People your senior year. Not only are the people in this class some of my best friends now, Mr. Barney's teaching is some you will never forget. I'm going to miss all of you so much. Remember to keep in touch, and if I could say the name of the group chat, I would. Now for a class member we have all gotten to know pretty well this year. If you weren't living under a rock August and September, you saw our very own Simon Szymanski dressed as the genie, and later on saw him as Simone the alien. Not only was this one of the greatest advertising ploys we have ever done, I can confidently say that Simon brought us all a little more laughter during those dance weeks. Okay, enough about me. I think it's time for me to wrap it up here. I truly cannot put into words how much LHHS and each and every one of you have impacted me as a person. When I was growing up, I always talked about wanting to get out of Lake Havasu as fast as I could. And while I'm still more than ready to bust out of here, and if anyone has $30,000 just lying around that they want to give to me for college, that'd be great. The past few months have shown me just how lucky we are to live in this town. The community that surrounds us, not only on this campus, but throughout the city, is one we should all be proud to be a part of. Whether you love living in this town or you hate it, I encourage you to acknowledge just how fortunate we have been to grow up in a town where you see half the school at Chipotle on an early release Thursday and can spot a teacher buying their Sunday groceries. A town that goes hard for Golden Shovel and isn't afraid to show their night pride. So class of 2020, I'd like to leave you with this. Though there were days on this campus where all any of us wanted to do was jump over that little railing by the J Hall stairs and sprint to our cars, you know you thought about it once or twice. I think we can all look back on these years and say, it wasn't so bad. I would give my left kidney for one more assembly, one more lip dub, one more dance, one more car smash, one more peach fuzz, and to have one last purple and gold day. I promised my past self I wouldn't say this, but these last 4 years truly have blown by. I am so beyond lucky to be the president of a class of such determined, passionate, and fun-loving people. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for making my high school career something special. Now let's get this party started.
This year's Salutatorian has completed 40 honors courses. She has also completed 8 DE classes through our dual enrollment partnership with Mojave Community College. She has an impressive 4.833 weighted GPA and has been on the principal's honor roll all 4 years. In addition to superior academic skills, she has been involved in tennis, volleyball, softball, and National Honor Society, to name a few. This young lady will be attending University of Arizona Honors College and will be majoring in biochemistry with a concentration for pre-med. This salutatorian possesses all the qualities that will afford her success beyond high school. I present to you the class of 2020 salutatorian, Savannah Seneca.
Welcome again to Lake Havasu High School's first ever graduation ceremony that does not require a ticket for admission or a sacrificial family member to arrive early and sit in that blazing heat to save seats for the rest of the family. Also, we have eliminated that dreaded dispute over who in the family gets one of the allotted tickets per student. In essence, we have blazed a trail that no one else will likely follow regarding a graduation ceremony structure. Some of us may not be able to find the humor in that at this point. However, infamy can be preferable to being anonymous. Why not be different? From a purely selfish perspective, this altered graduation format has spared me the stress of giving the speech in front of thousands of eyeballs. Obviously, these are unprecedented times, and none of us are completely sure of what to think, how to act, or when things will return to normal. Regardless, I have no question that it is our class who will emerge from this experience stronger. It is being able to look back on these moments and relish in the positives, even though the negatives were by all means apparent. Looking back on the air conditioning outage and focusing on the fact that we had a free afternoon off of school, rather than how we sat in the heat waiting for our parents to pick us up. Looking back on our homecoming dance, and for the girls, remembering having a glam day with your friends, and for the guys, possibly just throwing on a button-up last minute to take forced pictures with your date, instead of focusing on how the stage collapsed. I'm quite sure that our final homecoming dance wouldn't have been nearly as memorable if it wasn't for the fact that we fell through the floor. It is our outlook on these events that define our class. To start, I would like to first acknowledge our valedictorian, Alexa Weiss. Since our freshman year when you took lead, you've provided many students at LHHS with the epitome of a student who is hardworking and dedicated to her studies. I would love to see you bring your education and knowledge as a veterinarian back to Lake Havasu, as our community would see great benefit from having someone as caring and as passionate as you to care for our additional family members. Regardless of the next step for each and every one of you, there are so many differing talents and interests among us that will make each of our new beginnings unique. I can't wait to see what each and every one of you graduates decide to focus your energies on following graduation. Let this milestone be the start of something new. There is no way I would have had the privilege of speaking to you all today without the influence of many key people in my life. Of my 13 years of school thus far, it is these special people who have not only encouraged me to be at this point, but shaping me into who I am. To my parents, thank you for your unwavering support in anything that I've set my mind to. While you weren't very supportive of my once dream career working at my favorite fast food restaurant as a child, there truly has been nothing since that I've been without your support. Whether it be my decision to drop my nearly lifelong career of softball and try and pick up a varsity sport that I had never played before, my senior year, you two have always stood by me. The same goes for my extended family. I'm blessed to have terrific aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents who I can always count on for their support, even though sometimes you guys are a little extra. 11 of you walking into the gym with matching shirts with my name across the back was simultaneously flattering and a little bit embarrassing. I will be passing that on to my brother. Athletics have been a huge part of my life from a relatively early age. I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of my teammates and the competition. Like most of you, I hate to lose. To my coaches, who were extremely encouraging of managing schoolwork, thank you for never letting me forget that there was always some homework to do on the bus. I will never forget the times in the bleachers where Mrs. Thompson would have us all sat down, teaching us math before we stepped out onto the court. Mrs. Thompson has been a coach for the majority of the teams I've played on, and I couldn't be more thankful for everything that she has taught me. She has become what I consider to be a second mom throughout the years. I would also like to thank Coach Rodriguez. I have always respected him for his athleticism and knowledge of the game. However, I am even more impressed with him as a person. He was very good at making us all improve, even if it required taking a spike in the face to learn how to overhead dig. I'm very thankful for his contribution to our program. To Coach Bruckner, while our season was abbreviated unexpectedly, I am thankful for you having faith in my ability and giving me the opportunity to be a part of your outstanding program. Your enthusiasm for the sport is contagious, and it served as motivation to improve each day. To my teammates, a big thank you. I would do anything now to have one more bus ride, one more stop at courtside to eat what we considered an energizing McDonald's meal, or one more pregame warm-up in the aerobic room, which always somehow turned out to be a volleyball attire at homecoming. You girls always found a way to make practice an escape from all outside stress, where for 2.5 hours we could do what we loved most without thinking of the essay we procrastinated writing until the night it was due. I'm very jealous that you girls will have the opportunity to coach a Peach Fuzz game, finally proving to those football boys that there is something you are better than them at. And don't let them forget it. Don't let them think that they can skip your matches when you went to every one of their games, including the ones that you traveled to for Golden Shovel. Trust me, it makes for an unforgettable senior night crowd. To my teachers, I obviously would not be standing here without all of your efforts. I have been thoroughly impressed with how the teachers and staff at LHHS truly want the best for us and strive to make our educational experience the best possible. Even those not in the classroom find a way to have a positive impact on our students. I will miss the ribbing from Mr. Krieger over being what seemed like the only senior who used a locker. Numerous teachers have had a big impact on me throughout the years. Mrs. Schwag is one of those special teachers who truly loves what she does. It was her human anatomy class that solidified my career ambitions, and it was not just because of my passion for the subject matter. She truly makes an effort to connect with every one of her students. Lastly, I would like to thank those who helped me keep things in perspective, specifically Coach White. While I take great pride in this achievement, I have a greater appreciation for what I've been able to take away from this journey. The most important of all being that you must create a varied experience, whether it be through athletics, extracurriculars, hobbies, or volunteering. A singular focus would have simply made me miserable. Amidst all of the work that can pile up, I will never regret sacrificing a good night's sleep to make time for a rivalry basketball game, a friend's birthday celebration, or frankly, a party for no reason. Just like everything in life, I realize that pursuit of academic achievement, athletic achievement, or any other goal must be pursued with balance in mind. Since our freshman orientation, Mr. Becker has always emphasized the importance of making more out of school than simply putting in the time from 8 to 2:30, and it couldn't be more true. There simply isn't enough time to include all of the teachers and administrators who have made a meaningful impact on my development. However, that does not diminish the significance of each one's role. I also know that there isn't much time to keep an audience through thanking everyone, so I will move along. If you stopped listening, here would be a good time to start again. I feel extremely fortunate to have grown up in this community, though there is a prevailing misconception that small towns in some way limit your potential due to lack of opportunity. I have learned from personal experience that it couldn't be further from the truth. For those who want it, it will be provided. And for those who search it out, it will be there. I've come to realize that our small town has actually prepared us extremely well to compete favorably on any stage. Lake Havasu is a wonderful place to grow up. As much as I'm looking forward to my first semester in college, I will truly miss the Friday night lights, dance Saturdays, which we turned into practical holidays, Mr. Olson's handmade cookies that he pulled out of a Safeway container, the lip dubs where we all sang the wrong words, and the last-minute poster making before a game, only to sit in those bleachers and let all of that glitter and paint get all over those sitting around us. I'm sure that in time from now, I will wake up on a Friday wishing I was wearing purple and gold, or panic that I didn't wear purple that day. considering it granted us extra credit on math tests for those in AHAL. But for now, we are ready to take the next steps. As we leave the ceremony tonight, I'm sure that most of us don't fully realize the extent to which we will develop a deeper appreciation of what we had here at LHHS. I have no doubt that 6 months from now, I will start to miss all of the little things that at the moment seem so minute. Thank you all. Congratulations. Best of luck. Stay safe and happy, and night up.
Grew up in a small town, and when the rain would fall down, I'd just stare out my window, dreaming of what could be, and if I'd end up happy, I would pray. Trying hard to reach out, but when I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear me. Wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here, so I prayed I could break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, but I won't forget all the ones that I love. Gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Da 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 da. Wanna feel the warm breeze, sleep under a palm tree, feel the rush of the ocean. Get on board a fast train, travel on a jet plane far away, and break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, but I won't forget all the ones that I love. Gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Buildings with 100 floors, swinging around revolving doors. Maybe I don't know what they'll take me, but gotta keep moving on, fly away, break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. Though it's not easy to tell you goodbye, gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly, but I won't forget all the ones that I love. Gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Break away. Break away.
Each year, Lake Havasu High School enrolls students from other countries. This year's students have been sponsored by Rotary Youth Exchange, District 5495, AY USA, International Student Exchange, and EF High School Exchange Program. I would like to recognize the following students who decided to live in our country for a year and study at Lake Havasu High School. Telma Babake from Norway. Vivian Elizabeth Kapir from the Netherlands. Hedvig Janniksen Ranum from Norway. This year's valedictorian will be attending Barrett Honor College at Arizona State University in the fall to major in applied biological sciences. She has completed 41 honors classes, has an impressive 4.872 weighted GPA, and has been on the principal's honor roll all 4 years. In addition to superior academic skills, she has been involved in Pride Alliance, We the People, National Honor Society, to name a few. She has completed 8 dual enrollment courses and 7 AP classes. She has been named a Flynn Scholar, to which there have only been 2 LHHS students to ever receive this award. Your valedictorian is hardworking and possesses the qualities that are essential to succeed in today's world. I present to you this year's valedictorian, Alexa Weiss.
Hello, my fellow 2020 graduates. It's been a year, hasn't it? At least for me, senior year has made even freshman year look tame. Remember when dabbing was a cool thing to do? Yeah, now I write speeches and fill out tax forms. And I'm not afraid to say that I use WikiHow for both, with pictures. The first thing WikiHow told me to do was read other graduation speeches. What I found was a story from the late Steve Jobs about life hitting you in the head with a brick. His words. And personally, I can't come up with a better metaphor for our world right now. It's funny. People have come up with lots of different ways to both talk about and avoid talking about the situation. It's gotten lots of names, from the situation to current events to even just what's going on. Sometimes I don't even hear it given a name. It's so universal that nobody has to clarify. A simple "it" will suffice. However, there's more to it than all that. It isn't all euphemism. The reason that you don't hear a single word used is because there isn't one. This isn't something that can be perfectly wrapped up neatly in a bow with one word or phrase. It's changed everything we've ever taken for granted as privileged citizens of a wealthy country. And that's something that a word like coronavirus or COVID-19 just doesn't capture. So where is our place in it all? Well, our lives thus far have been bookended by tragedies that have spurred massive transformations of the American way of life. Most of us were born around or only some months after 9/11, and now we have reached adulthood in the midst of a pandemic. If there's anything we seniors should take away from current events, it is that regardless of what we expect from adulthood, it won't go as planned. The ones who succeed will understand that adulthood is about life hitting you in the head with a brick. They'll accept it, acclimate to it, and excel because of it. So with that in mind, I'd like everyone watching to get up and together start building something out of those bricks. Because, as we all know, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wished would go away. You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't want something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown.
awake? Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me, who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know there's part of me that longs to go into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Whoa, are you out there? You know me, can you feel me? Can you show me? Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the unknown?
Each year, we recognize those students who have excelled academically during their high school career. This class has distinguished itself at Lake Havasu High School and developed a standard of excellence that hopefully will inspire future students at our school. The top 10 students in alphabetical order for the graduating class of 2020 are Hannah Lee Valasabas, Adeline Victoria Beckman, Jaden Shohan, Alicia Anastasia Marie Medina, Colton Morgan McDonald, Chase William Nave, Cameron Acacia Salas, Savannah Lynn Seneca, Taylor Renee Thompson, Alexa Megan Weiss. Please give these outstanding young men and women a round of applause. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to our administration, colleagues, parents, and of course, the class of 2020. I was honored when I was asked to speak tonight since I feel a connection to this senior class. I don't have anything to compare it to, but I'm confident in saying that the video invitation that student government made inviting me to speak was the best that has ever been produced. I almost cried. Almost. I want to thank those students quickly for their kind words. Most of them were in We the People. Brody wasn't, but his broadcasting work has earned my admiration anyway. Each of them detailing some way that I impacted, helped, encouraged their journey somewhere this year. I'm not an emotional guy. If I was, I would have cried at that video ad. But when a teacher hears those things, he's reminded why teaching is a calling. You have refreshed my cup, and I will strive to continue impacting students and to make government a little more relevant to those who love it and a little less boring to those who don't. The class of 2020 were freshmen the first time I was a coach. I coached football and wrestling for the first time in 2016, so I got to know some of them a little bit more personally than other graduating classes. So at this time, I'd like to thank all the coaches, athletic and academic, as the hours that are put in to help make better athletes, students, and people is immense but also selfishly rewarding. I've seen athletes go from having never participated in a sport to being a state qualifying wrestler. From a wide receiver when he fell asleep on Thursday night to being in the OC's classroom at 7:30 on Friday morning, probably wishing he had studied the playbook a little harder that summer. They put in the time and made us coaches proud. To my We the People kids, thank you for not giving up when you were handed what you thought was a good essay, but got it back with a lot of red ink and some of you with a "just come talk to me" written on it. But that attitude, that can-do attitude on the field and in the classroom will serve you well. Some of you don't know what tomorrow holds. Some of your futures are destined to continue in their formal education. Others will go directly into the workforce. When I was graduating, all kids were pushed toward college. I have friends that went to college and probably would have been better served not going to college, going right to work, and not accumulating a lot of debt. Others ended up not using their specific degree in their chosen field. Some, in fact, graduated high school and started their own small business and have done very well. One kid that I graduated with, him and his brother started a snow plowing company. They also expanded into grass cutting. They are very wealthy today. If you're going to stay in Havasu, don't choose either one of these things. Some of you, I'm sure, needed to hear that caveat. As you sit and listen to this somewhat rambling anecdote, I hope your takeaway is this. There is more than one way to find financial success. No certain path. But here's the best advice I can give to you or anyone starting their life. Do something you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I stand here today a lucky guy. I still wake up every day, and I don't dread getting ready to go to work in the morning. I've had jobs like that. I couldn't imagine having kept them, regardless of how much money I would have made. You will learn that money is something you need less than purpose. I've found my purpose in teaching. Don't be afraid to find yours. You've worked hard to get here. Thank you for asking me to be your speaker. It was an honor. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Governing Board President Mrs. Roman, members of the board, honored guests. These members of the 2020 graduating class being honored this evening have completed a 13-year course of study, mastering the content and course standards for kindergarten through 12th grade. As superintendent for the Lake Havasu Unified School District Number 1, I certify that all of the students who are being recognized have met the graduation requirements as determined by the Arizona State Board of Education and the Lake Havasu Unified School District Governing Board. It is my honor to confer upon them their high school diploma. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Lake Havasu High School class of 2020.
Lauren Jade Algard. Aiden David Abadi. David Teddy Akakpo. Anthony John Alexander. Kaylin Marie Allen. Andrea Alvarez. Nayeli Alvarez. Jocelyn Anaya. Alyssa Mariah Anguiano. Cassidy Rose Apolitegui. Jordan Edward Ariano. Carly Jean Arsenal. Paige Janice Atkins. Cody Jordan Ayers. Jaden Reese Azar. Cameron Chad Bagshaw. Dylan Christopher Bailey. Morgan Alexandra Baker. Riley J. Baker. Hannah Lee Kulenig Balasabas. Ryan Travis Balboni. Kyle Alexander Bolezos. Liberty Lynn Bannis. Levi James Bannon. Dean Christian Barrera. Chloe Isabel Barringer. Kelly Michelle Bautista Hernandez. Forrest Edward Beauregard. Adeline Victoria Beckman. Charles Samuel Beckman. Haley Ann Nicole Bell. Jessica Crystal Bengoa. Rebecca Renee Bengoa. Cohen Bergman. Helen Irene Barry. Trevor Max Burrier. David Bonilla. Emma Christie Borg. Kelly May Boucher. Cassidy Rachel Boulier. Jesse James Bradley. Ireland Casey Brady. William Sage Brady. Dominic Allen Brady O'Neill. Jewel Douglas Brashear. Jack Connor Bridwell. Ariel Lynette Brown. Elizabeth Danielle Brown. Victoria Elizabeth Brubaker. Zachary Chance Bryant. Josie Buckaloo. Ashley Ivory Bucknam. Timothy Scott Burns. Portia Kaylee Burton. Alyssa Christine Call. Kayla May Campbell. Maritza Gabriela Campista. Arishnia Nicole Carroll. Jaylene Tina Casillas. Jesse Jesus Casillas. Yahira Berlin Castellanos. Diego Castellanos Artiga. Octavio Castro Jr. Justice Carol Ann Chase. Jaden Shohan. Alexa Naomi Chavez Velasquez. Chen Chen. Matthew Anthony Cypress. Eric Cloutier. Ashley Marie Kaufeld. Connor Bradley Colby. Jason J. Cole. Cameron Christopher Cole. Kylie Brianne Collins. Bien Audrey Loyola Colascos. Madison Lee Connolly. Wyatt Douglas Coots. Michelle Guadalupe Cornejo. Savannah Faith Cosentino. Brady William Corson. Vanessa Lynn Christ. Isaiah Stevens Carruthers. Ayla Araxi Kuda. Logan Ryan Doherty. Sarah Marie Davis. Melissa Banos de la Paz. Sidlali Lucia de la Torre. Jason Evan DeBetz Carpenter. Daniel Robert De Leon. Katie Lauren DePoit. Lucas J. Dilly. Jenna May Diller. Daniel Franklin Dion. Haley Ray Dion. Rena Lorraine Draper Gion. Joseph Anthony Duenas. Skylar Jade Dunlap. Larry Duran. Lindsay Clara Rose Di Slezak. Araya Valen Eaton. Jocelyn Faith Erickson. Justin Scott Erickson. George Luis Escobar. Zoe Aaliyah Espinoza. Anthony Espinoza Gomez. Caitlin Francis Evans. Sage Elise Farley. Bailey Renee Ferris Gaunt. Francisco Gabriel Favela. Thelma Fabaka. Zora Demia Feely. Sidel Riley Finney. Marissa Bianca Fisher Lopez. Savannah Laureen Flesh. Maya Flores. Leanne Erin Flores Gomez. Daniel Fonseca. Kitana Lynn Ford. Madison Sierra Francis. Aleska Renee Franz. Caitlin Anna Fraser. Crystal Frausto. Jasmine Sage Freelich. Cassandra Lynn Furnell. Taylor Nicole Furnell. Randy Gallegos de la Tova. Athena Suzanne Gannis. Jaden Michael Gannis. Ilse Diana Garay.
Anahi Garcia. Janella Garcia. Jasmine Madison Garcia. Jesus Garcia. Mindy Garcia. Carlos Rito Gastelum. Noel Uy Halito. Damian Lee Gerard. Brendan James Gochner. Sean Michael Goldsberry. Angel Gomez Hernandez. Damian Emilanio Gonzalez. Kenya Abigail Castro. Joshua Lee Goodman. Carla Olena Goodwin. Kylie Ann Green. Leslie Isabel Gronig. Cheyenne Marie Halfaker Bowie. Marie Lynn Halliday. Joshua Brian Hansen. Rihanna Alyssa Adelina Harrison. Samantha Lee Harvey. Lauren Nicole Haugen. Dustin Maxwell Heinrich. Robin Spencer Hendrickson. Alexandra Marie Patricia Hernandez. Brianna Hernandez. Francisco Javier Hernandez. Jose Hernandez. Mayeli Hernandez. Michelle Herrera. Mitchell Wayne Hogue. Tanner James Horvath. Tanner Garrity Hughes. Antonio Manuel Hurtado. Joseas Rafael Ibarra. Austin Dylan Vernon Imbriani. Aaron Anthony Jackson. Brianna Nicole Playa Jackson. Jeremiah Aaron Jimenez. Alexis Ray Johnson. Jordan Mackenzie Johnson. Ryan Lee Johnson. Jessica D. Garcia. Evan Curtis Jones. Josie Ann Marie Jones. Sydney Louise Justice. Skylar Reese Carbon. Richard Allen Kendrick. River Allen Kennedy. Claire Marie Killian. Trenton Robert Kingston. Bailey Elizabeth Klatt. Isabel Michelle Kletzka. Blaze Joseph Kovach. Tatum Lynn Cray. Madison Renee Kramer. Vivian Elizabeth Quepper. Kimberly Renee Lair. Joseph Thomas Regis Laird. Eric Brandon Lemacki. Tony Darrell Lawson. Jomar Christopher Lee. Lindsay Ann Lair. Sagan Dion Lewis. Cody Brian Lively. Anthony Edward Lizcano. Miranda Marie Logston. Cole Walker Loney. Amanda Marie Lumen. Jonathan Rolando Lopez. Serena Alexis Lopez. Abigail Tien Lavelle. Ford Robert Lunsford. Stormy Ann McKenzie. Seth Eugene McCumber. Ashley Brigide McGallis. Travis James Mancuso. Ace Anand Markham. Dean Harris Marks. Darren Andrew Marshall. Carlos Antonio Martinez. Hector Alonso Martinez. Jasmine Alatori Martinez. John Andrew Masden. Bailey Joe Mason. Nicholas Alexander Mayo. Billy Ray McCall. Colton Morgan McDonald. Galvin Tommy McIntyre. Ethan Christopher McPhee. Kaylee Marie McPherson. Elisa Marie Medina. Tegan Alicia Mendables. Joel Mendoza Jr. Stefan Thomas Mike. Sean Michael Miles. Emma Marie Miller. Isaac Monroy. Ashanti Tajay Moore. Aurelio Morales. Enrique Leonardo Morales. Ivy Brooke Morehouse. Oscar Efrain Morfin Moran. Jayana Pearl Morgan. Sophia Elizabeth Morioki Solano. Amanda Jean Morris. Trevor James Morris. Malia Lynn Munsinger. Edward Arthur Cole Murphy. James Wayne Nelson. Joshua Allen Nelson. Chase William Nobby. Allie Jaylyn North. Jocelyn Oseguera. Jose de Jesus Oseguera. Adiana Ochoa. Sarah Lorene Oleman. Brock Bradley Oler. Madeline Renee Oram. Ana Juliet Ortiz. Jessica Orsonio. Reese Marie Parker. Lauren Mackenzie Pasquale. Nicholas Brandon Patino. Makeo Maliko Patton. Emma Kate Patterson. Reno Harnden Palowitz. Aiden Matthew Payne White. Shaylin Elizabeth Peer.
Cassandra Perez. Marcus Edward Perez. Jennifer Lynn Perry. Riley Terrell Perry. Haley Gwen Peterson. Parker Ryerson Flegger. Tara Leanne Pierce. Jasmine Marie Poffenberger. Brody Reese Port. Autumn Nicole Porter. Dylan David Scott Presgrove. Angel Isaac Polito. Crystal Maria Chiata. Brandon Esteban Canones Anduaga. David Sebastian Ramirez. Elaine Ramirez. Sahira Nayeli Ramirez. Valerie Rosa Ramirez. Antonio Lupe Ramos. Seren Mary Randazzo. Austin Blaine Rangel. Kyron Church Rangel. Hedvig Jonixon Ranum. Samuel Eldon Rasmussen. Kaylee Ryan Record. Alexia Ann Reed. Aiden Jonathan Reed. JD Evan Reinhardt. Chase Marshall Ryder. Gavin Gerald Reynolds. Frank John Ritchie III. Colton James Rizzo. Kaylee Mae Robertson. Miley Elizabeth Treva Robertson. Ryan Allen J. Robinson. Mariana Rodriguez Andujo. Bradley James Rogers. Austin Dale Rojas. Angelina Helena Rosales. Andrew Ryan Ruiz Ortega. Cameron Bailey Russell. Michaela Renee Sen. Cameron Acacia Salas. Jasmine Arlene Salinas. Chloe Shane Perez Sanchez. Yanni Sanchez. Yamaline Adalyn Sanchez Aguilar. Itzel Sandez Rivas. Janessa Lorraine Sandlin. Leilani Kaylin Sandoval. John Raphael Sanmillion. Felicia Marie Schooley. Leighton William Schrottberger. Payson Nicholas Scott. Maverick John Scotto. Savannah Lynn Seneca. Caitlin Rayanne Sadler. Cheyenne Madeline Sharp. Madison Ann Shaw. Brandon Michael Shed. Tanner Dalton Sickman. Dylan Dwayne Simmons. Madison Jewel Skirvin. Siler Anthony Slassen. Sienna Abigail Slayhammer. Ariana Lynn Smith. Nathan Ray Smith. Omari Richard Smith. Kelsey Marie Sneed. Bigvay Soto. Brace Scott Spencer. Brandon Shane Spitz. Trinity Dawn Stone. Morgana Storm Taylor Kelly Stout. Matthew Zane Stolberg. Simon Michael Suminski. Hope Lynn Sutton. Andrew Kia Swanson. Natalie Nicole Tangren. Devin Tyler Tassie. Jace Ray Taylor Stallhut. Jared David Thomas. Michael George Robert Jacob Thompson. Taylor Renee Thompson. Trevor Frederick Thompson. Allison Nicole Thompson. Zachary Carl Thornhill. Kylie Manea Threkeld. William John Tonelli. Jacob Mordecai Terrell. Chloe Grace Torgerson. Jose Emmanuel Torres Acosta. Jaden Grace Tribble. Michael Angelo Trefero. Bradley Scott Troffer. Gabrielle Donna Marie Tuma. Stephen Samuel Turner. Cameron James Tomei. Logan John Udovich. Chet Ernest Upshaw. Jasmine Espinoza Valdez. Savannah Taylor Valenzuela. Clarice Ramos Valerio. Jose Luis Valles Melendez Jr. Kiani Lee Van Hoos. Eduardo Alonso Velazquez. Denise Vanessa Venegas. Alexa Michelle Villa. Brighton Thomas Villavicencio. Monica Janae Viramontes. David Alejandro Vizcaino. George Antonio Vizcaino. Zachary Thomas Von Colin. Devin Edwin Wakely. Emma Christine Walburn. Brian Craig Walgren. Kelly Rose Walker. John Leon Watterson III. Colton Kincaid Winkowski. Alexa Megan Weiss. Willow J. Ann Willett. Nicholas John Williams. Dylan Nicole Wills. Bryce Michael Wintrode. Derek James Wierachowski. Ella Nicole Wofford. Flower Elise Wyatt. Dylan Hunter Yates. Nayeli Zamora. Tiasing Zhao.
Someone once told me the greatest gift you can give someone is your time. Now, I'm not one for inspirational quotes that hang on my bedroom wall, but this semester has shown me the reality of that statement. If you'd have told me 4 years ago that this would have been our graduation, I obviously wouldn't have believed you. 4 years. The classes felt long, the weeks even longer, but the years were fast. Today it ends, but it doesn't feel right. Our time together was cut short, and it forced me to think about what we did share. 4 crazy, stressful, and memorable years at the school. But for me, my high school experience wasn't just a string of classes, but a time for community. I'm probably biased, but I think that the class of 2020 is the most tenacious, resilient, and caring class that this school has ever seen. This year, we were robbed of a normal high school experience. We didn't get a final purple and gold day, a walkout assembly, a senior prom, or a traditional graduation. Instead, we had endless Zoom classes and a life tied to Google Classroom. However, I think we gained something more valuable, an appreciation for each other. I don't know about you, but in the last few months, I've spent more time talking to my friends, sharing memes on our senior Instagram page, and saying I love you to the ones that mean the most to me. Today, we start a new life, one without Mr. K's high fives or El Mathematico running around the school during assembly days. And ask anyone, they will tell you that I constantly talk about leaving Havasu and moving on with my life. But as that move out day approaches, I'm quite honestly dreading it. From seeing every high schooler at Starbucks during final week to watching the sunset on the island, this tiny town has had a huge impact on all of us. Even more so, I don't want to leave this year. As crazy and as unfair as it has been to us, I wouldn't trade it for the world. We're going down different paths now, but I hope that our mindset is the same. Cherishing every moment, every memory, every person, because it can be taken away so easily. I wish I had a million more moments with you, but I know that the time that we shared together cannot be taken away. As we move on with our lives, remember what we experienced this year. I challenge you to invest your time into the things that you love. Put value into experiences, passions, and moments that have made you into the person that you are today. Later on, when we inevitably lose our way, these core values will guide us back. I know that we will come out of this stronger and more appreciative of what we've endured. The greatest gift you can give someone is your time. Class of 2020, thank you for all the time that you've given me. Thank you for making me laugh when I wanted to cry. Thank you for giving me a summary of our assigned reading before class because I definitely did not do it. Thank you for teaching me who I am, especially in the times when the bad outweighed the good. Thank you for being my light in these hard times. I love you all. And for the last time, when I say 20, you say 20.